last Vinyasa Sculpt for Jan term. I'm getting my wisdom teeth out next week, and that takes a long recovery. So yeah, it's 45 minutes, hard stuff. But let's get started in Supine Konasana. Bring your soles of your feet to touch, spread your knees out wide, and slowly come to relax your back on the ground. I like to keep my right hand on my stomach and my left hand on my heart. Just so I can pay attention to the waves of my breath. Feel under your fingertips the rise and fall of your stomach and chest as you take intentional deep inhalations and exhalations. If your eyes weren't closed, close them now. And just begin to relax here. Anything that was on your mind before you stepped onto your mat, just begin to let it go. Breathe intentionally, deeply. And if a thought comes to mind, observe it and then watch it pass. We have 45 minutes of pretty intense yoga today. So feel free to return to sitting or open mouth breaths to make you most comfortable for 45 minutes. You're ready to move on. Bring your hands to the outsides of your shin or your thighs and bring your knees close and tight to your chest. Maybe rock and roll side to side, up and down. Take little circles to release some upper back tension. If you hear noises in the background, that's just my cat playing. I apologize if they're distracting. And then grab for the outer sides of your feet, arms between knees for happy baby. Again, keeping your lower back on the ground. Rock and roll side to side, bringing your legs nice and wide. If you're feeling a little flexible today, maybe straighten out one leg, maybe straighten out the other. Just have fun with it. Pay attention to anything that needs a little more work. Right now, my hamstrings feel really tight, but maybe your hips are feeling tight. Take note of that. Beautiful. Slowly release your hand grip from your feet. Bring your feet to touch the mat so that your fingertips can tickle your heels, knees over ankles. Get a basket grip behind your lower neck or upper neck, lower head, preparing for bicycle sit-ups. So when we inhale, we cross to the left, right elbow meets left knee, and then switch. Left elbow to right knee. Option to do whatever you want with your opposite foot here. Maybe you do toe taps with the opposite foot. Maybe you completely straighten both legs for scissor kicks. Wherever you are, just match your breath to your movement. We exhale on the crunch up, always on the hardest part of the exercise. We're just here to warm up, not completely kill ourselves. Just get a little hot here. Beautiful. Can you go a little faster, a little harder for 4, 3, boat sit-ups or boat pose in 2, and 1. Rock forward onto your butt. So you're in this kind of pseudo-sitting pose with your legs out in front of you. Breathe here. Again, the more obtuse of an angle you are, the harder this is. If you want it a little lighter on your hips, take a nice bend in your knees. We're here just to grab a little more ab heat. Breathe. I'm already warming up, already sweating. From here, we're going to take those boat sit-ups. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, crunch forward, knee to chest. Elongate, straighten your legs, lean back, and then crunch forward. Again, you're here off at your own pace, matching your breath to movement. Breathing out and in. Last set here, just for 4, 3, hold boat pose in 2, and 1, hold boat. for 4, 3, rock up to mountain in 2, and 1, rock and roll the length of your mat to mountain pose. Rise up to stand, arms above your head, get a nice deep stretch, maybe send your hips forward and chest back to really engage your core. Nice big breaths here. Oh, relax. Come to a neutral mountain. And then exhale, baby back bend. Send your elbows down in line with your shoulders. Create like this goalpost with your arms. Inhale up to mountain. Take a few of these at your own time. They're kind of like the cow in cat cow, and they feel really good. So get nice and deep there. When you exhale and bend back, engage your glutes. Whew. And then meet me in mountain pose. Drop your right arm, reach across with your left, side body stretch just for a few seconds. And then inhale up to center, drop your left arm, reach across with the right, side body stretch. And again, back to mountain, reset. Drop your hands behind your back, again, finding that basket grip, puff your chest up by removing your hands from your butt, straight arms, looking up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. Take a nice big inhale. And then on your long exhale, descend down into forward fold, spilling your chest, your upper body over your lower body. Option to take nice big bends in your knees here. If you're a little tight at the hamstrings. Breathe. Release any neck tension you have. Can you bring your arms even higher towards your head to really open up your chest? Again, take note of where needs a little more love. Breathe into those places. When you're ready, slowly release your hand grip so your hands come to fall towards your feet. Maybe connect the mat. Bring your left hand to your right ankle and open up to the right side wall. Right arm up nice and high. So this is a twist in forward fold. Can you bring that right shoulder further back? Grab your ankle even more to bring that left shoulder even more forward. Maybe you look up. Option to take a bend in your left knee. That's what I'm doing. And slowly release back to center. Opposite side here. So right hand comes to outside of left ankle. And left arm rises this time, twisting deeply into our spine. Breathe. Nice and deep. Twist even deeper. Yes, you can. And then slowly release everything back to center. Hands to mat. Inhale up to halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins or thighs. Create a flat spine. Your shoulders are behind you. Exhale into high plank. Plant your hands. Step your feet back. And hold high plank here for a second. So our shoulders are over our wrists. Our glutes, our abs are nice, engaged, and in line with a flat spine. I've said this before, ab work or plank work is really a hard and fast way to get strong abs. So we're gonna stay here for a few seconds. Whenever you do plank work, you really wanna keep your abs straight and as immobile as possible. So, when we do the plank taps or whatever, you wanna keep your core nice and strong and not moving with your hips or your legs. So from here, let's take little toe rotation. So you bring all your weight into your toes, so you shift forward, and then bring all your weight into your heels, so you shift back. Take a few of these, shifting forward and back by just moving your toes, your feet. See how that heats up your core, powers up your shoulders. We're just here for a few seconds, just for 4, 3, lower down to Chaturanga plank in 2, and 1. Nice and slow, bring a bend into your arms, keep them close to your core. Hold this for 4, 3, go all the way down to the mat in 2, and 1, release all the way down to the mat. That was some hardcore work, guys. I know that. Preparing for Cobra, keeping your hands where they are, right by your chest. Slowly peel your upper body off of the mat, using your hands, but mostly using your upper back to get there. Oh, is a beautiful stretch. Let's stay here forever. This is kind of like an intro to upward facing dog. It's not as intense, but still gets a really amazing back bend. And then slowly lower your lower body down, upper body, and then finally your head comes to rest on the mat. Bring your hands to the outer corners of your mat. So maybe they're even on your carpet or floor. Preparing for intimidation cobra, rise your body up, head rises last. Again, to feel this really awesome back stretch, back bend. And maybe take a few of these on your own time, practicing those wave movements that we practiced last time. So our head is always last. Our head is last to fall when we go down to the ground. Our head is always last to rise when we rise up. But just feel the motions. Match your breath to this wave-like movement. Just for 4. Yes, you can for 3. High plank in 2. And 1. High plank. Plant your hands by your chest. Rise up to high plank. And then immediately push back into downward facing dog. You made it. This is an amazing posture. It's probably the definitive posture of yoga. So take a few moments here to get comfortable in your down dog. Maybe you take your dog out for a walk, pedaling 1 foot high, 1 foot low. Maybe you practice those knee bends that we tried. So when you bend your knees in downward facing dog a lot, you can bring your chest even closer to your thighs. And then when you straighten them, it's much harder to get your chest to your thighs. So practice those rotations. Play with it and find somewhere in the center that feels really good, where your knees are slightly bent and your chest is really close to your thighs. Okay, beautiful. From here, rock forward into high plank, shoulders over wrists. You've been here before. Plant your left hand in the center of the mat and rotate to the right for side plank. We've practiced so many side planks, guys. I know it's hard work, but it's really good for you. From here, option to raise your right leg, your top leg off of the ground. If you're feeling comfortable here, extend your right arm above you and then crunch your right elbow to your right knee, and take a few of these on your own pace. If you fall out, that's okay. Oh my gosh. This is hard stuff, guys. Really hard. Breathe. Option to always come back into a modified side plank where your left knee is on the ground. We're here for 4. 3, neutral side plank in 2. And 1, neutral side plank. Come to modified side plank by bringing your left knee on the ground and then reach again with your right arm above you, sending your hips nice and high to get an awesome right side oblique and hip stretch. Breathe here for a second. Come onto your left fingertips so less of your weight is on your left arm, and slowly rock and roll up to stand, tick-tocking your arms so your left arm is now reaching right. So you're up on your left knee, using our stretch to get into those left side obliques this time. Breathing here. I'm so tired from those planks, guys. I don't know if I'll recover. And then slowly rock back down, left hand down, right arm up, and take a few of these tick-tocking motions with your hands and your obliques. Again, at your own pace, matching breath to movement, and stay in whatever position needs the most love. Right now, my left side hip needs a little more love, so I might stay risen. Just take whatever feels good for you. There's no one right way. The mobility part of this is all optional. And when you're ready, come to meet me in modified side plank with your left hand on the ground, right arm towards the sky. From here, lift your left inner knee off of the ground. So we're doing more side plank work with our left knee off the ground. Again, if this is hard, just stay in the side plank. That is enough work as it is. But if you're comfortable here, Take the little swivels that we've been practicing with our left inner knee, just to get a little more juicy oblique work. I promise, like, this is the last ab work of class, besides the other side. And then it's all stretching from there. I just want to heat you guys up so we can really get into some nice stretches. We're here for 4, 3, modified side plank with knee down in 2, and 1 plancher, knee down, take a rest, and then grab, bend into your right knee, grab that right foot with your right hand and pull back on your thigh ever so slightly to get a little thigh stretch here. Maybe you even feel it in your hip. And breathe. Let's stay here for a few seconds. There are only a handful of postures, I said this last class, that really dig deep into your thigh in yoga. You know, we do a lot of hamstring work. We do a lot of backs, you know, rounding and curling. We don't do a lot of thigh stuff, so when we do, make space and time for it while you can. Just a few more seconds. Beautiful. Slowly drop your right foot back down on the mat and drop your right hand down on the mat again, coming into high plank in the neutral position. Push back into downward facing dog. Bring both feet to the center of your mat so toes are touching. Bring your right foot nice and high, taking a big inhale. Exhale, step that right foot between your hands, low lunge. So your right ankle's over your right, or under your right knee. Your hands are framing your foot. And then begin to rise to stand up to crescent lunge, arms above your head. So you're kind of in mountain pose from the waist up, and you have a 90-degree bend in your front leg. And you want to work to kind of straighten the back leg. That's how you activate the back leg as much as possible, by coming up onto the toes of your left foot. But if you're looking for a little more of a passive version, take a nice deep bend in your back leg too. Both are challenging things, so if it's not, just pick whatever works for you today. Sit a little deeper. I feel this a lot in my right thigh and my left hip. Bump that left hip forward, right hip back to really knit in your lower abs. Sit even deeper if you can. Slowly release your hands again down behind your lower spine, finding that basket grip. Puff up your chest. You've been here before. Preparing for humble warrior, look up and slowly dive your chest down to the outside or the inside of your right knee. This is humble warrior. It's super challenging, keeping your arms as high as possible. Release any neck tension. Keep that 90-degree bend in your right leg. Breathe here. You guys look great. From here, jump up into warrior 3 with these arm holds. So jump up off of your left leg. Your left leg rises. It's a balancing posture on your right leg as base. You want to tee out your body so your chest and left leg are parallel to the mat. And her left leg is parallel to the mat and your right leg is perpendicular. Can you bring your arms even higher? Keep engaging that chest. Maybe point or flex your back toes to activate that back leg. And when you're ready, slowly release your hands all the way down to the mat for standing splits. Your chest falls over your right thigh. Your left toes are nice and high. You should feel this in your hamstrings. Feel a massive release in your upper body. Breathe here. Yes, you can. Slowly bend into your left knee and grab your left foot, the outsides of your left foot with your left hand. And again, engaging this beautiful thigh stretch. Slowly push that knee behind you until you feel a beautiful thigh pressure, opening up your right hamstring and your left thigh, maybe left hip at the same time. Honestly, do whatever you want with your right hand. If you want a balancing challenge, maybe try lifting it off the ground for a few seconds. I like to use mine as a kind of tripod in the right upper corner of my mat. Wherever you are, again, release the neck. Keep the stretches honest. And then slowly release your foot down to meet your right toes for forward fold. Shake it out. Take note of how your right foot feels a little different from your left. We're gonna balance that out now. Inhale up to halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back or jump back into high plank. Again, setting up this high plank, it's like such a vital part of yoga is getting our shoulders and core strong. From here, let's take some light toe taps. So bring your right foot out and then center, and then left foot out off your mat, then center, right, center, left, center, right, center, left. Again, you're off at your own pace here. The goal of this little exercise is to keep your upper body, your core, as tight and unmoving as possible. So only your legs are moving, which is adding a lot of pressure for your core to stay nice and tight and strong. We're here just for 4, 3, Chaturanga in 2, and 1. Chaturanga, bring your feet back to center, bend into your elbows, and flip your dog for upward facing dog. The backs of your toes are on the mat. Stay here for a few seconds to set this up. Engage your core. Your thighs and knees are lifted off the ground because you're pushing up from your palms so much. Their chest shines through your shoulders. Big breaths here. Rest here for a second. And then when you're ready, flip back into downward facing dog, flipping your toes down and sending your chest towards your thighs. Oh, what a great release this is. Deep, deep breaths here. Resetting everything. These like quiet moments in a really intense class are really, really yummy. So engage in them, enjoy them. Nice. But we're gonna move on. I'm switching sides so you can see me. You stay exactly where you are in downward facing dog. So remember, downward facing dog, bring your toes together to touch so they're meeting in the center of your mat. Release or rise your left toes high this time, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, press them forward. Start low lunge. Hold it here for a few seconds. I lied to you. We're going into side plank. I don't know what I thought I was doing, but let's come into side plank. So bring your right hand to the center of your mat and slowly rock forward, rock to your left side. So your left arm is risen and your left toes are on top of your right. That was a funky transition, but I think we managed. You guys are all here with me. Beautiful. Always through these side planks, you can come to modified side plank with your bottom knee on the ground. Whatever feels best for you. From here, if you feel comfortable, rise your left leg off of your right. Extend your left arm nice and long. Inhale, crunch knee to elbow. Again, you've been here before, so take these at your own time. If you want to take a break. Oh my gosh, this side's a lot harder for me than the other side was. That's always your prerogative. This is your practice, guys. I'm only just giving you a series of suggestions to warm you up, get you nice and strong and flexible. We're here for 4, 3, modified side plank, and 2, and 1, modified side plank. Bring your right knee down this time. Rise your left arm behind you. So you're creating this really long left side body stretch. Breathe here for a few seconds. And slowly come off of your right hand, so you're just on your right fingertips. And when you're ready, rock tick-tock all the way to the opposite side, so your right hand is reaching across the left side body now. So you should feel this in your right side obliques. What a joyous stretch, a pause to the chaos that is this class. And then come back to modified side plank with your left arm in front. And take these motions again at your own time. Rise up on your own time. Fall down according to your breath. Really just opening up these hips, the obliques. Stay in any position that feels really good. Breathe. When you're ready, come meet me in neutral modified plank with your left arm up straight to the sky. Get a nice grip with your left foot and slowly rise your right knee off of the ground. Again, option to stay in modified plank here. If this feels really comfortable, you're looking for an ab challenge, take the swivels. Drop your right knee, rise your right knee, left, right, up, down. Just for a few seconds here to get last bit of right side strength. Yes, you can. Oh, nice big open breaths here for 4, 3, drop your right knee down in 2, and 1, drop the right knee down. Oh my gosh, what a release. And then kick into your left toes this time, grabbing for the outside of your left foot with your left hand. And pull back ever so gently so that your thighs get a nice, beautiful stretch. Open those breaths here if you're sweating like me. You guys look great. Just a few more moments here. Can you push back even further? Beautiful. Release your foot back down, modified side plank, and then slowly drop your left hand down, coming into neutral high plank, kicking that right foot back, and push back immediately into downward facing dog. Bring your toes together to touch. Bring your right foot high, nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. This is the real low lunge now. Plant your foot between your 2 hands, knee over ankle, and slowly rise to stand on your inhale to crescent lunge. To set this up really well, drop your shoulders down behind your back. Knit your pinky fingers in towards each other. So your hands are spinning kind of behind you. Your triceps are nice and fired up. Breathe. You're on the toes of your right foot this time. 90-degree bend in your left knee. Bump the right hip forward, left hip back to really knit in the lower core. Your whole core is engaged here. Breathing deeply. Sit a little lower if you can. Even lengthen your stance if you want to for an added challenge. Then when you're ready, slowly bring your hands behind your back. Find the grip, the basket grip. Puff up your chest. Get nice and tall. Look up. And then exhale, humble warrior. Left shoulder to inside of left knee this time. Your arms are still nice and high. Drop your neck if you can. And just breathe here. This is a hard posture to hold. But let's wiggle and wobble together and hope something works out. Keep the arms nice and high. Keep engaging the chest. And from here, pop up directly to warrior 3 with the same arms. Rise your right leg up, chest down, arms up. So you're creating a T with your body. Using left foot now as base. Flex or point your right toes. I'm gonna fall out of it because I am so tired. That is okay. Flex and point your right toes to really engage your back right leg. We're here just for a few seconds. Breathe, balance, find stillness. And then release your hands down to the mat, standing splits, chest to thighs, release the neck muscles. Bring your right toes even higher now to engage your left hamstring. Breathe. My whole body is shaking. I am working out alongside you guys. Whew. Have fun with this. Even I can't do my whole class, and we should all take some solace in that. From here, slowly bend into your right knee. Reach back with your right hand to grab the outside of the right foot for, again, this really awesome right thigh stretch. Again, option to take the balancing challenge by lifting your left foot hands off the ground. Maybe bring them to your heart or your ankle or your shin. I'm just going to keep my left hand as a tripod, but avoid dumping a lot of weight into the left arm. Really make this about a balancing act between your legs. And then slowly release the hand grip. Bring your right toes down to meet the left. And one final kind of forward fold to shake it out. Maybe rock back and forth like you're truly a rag doll here. Yes. So beautiful. Release back to center. Neck goes limp. Inhale up to halfway lift. Knit your shoulders behind you, flat spine. Exhale, high plank, step it back, hold high plank. Just for a few seconds, here we go. We're gonna do opposite shoulder taps. So bring your right hand to your left shoulder, right hand down, left hand to right shoulder. So you're crossing your body with your arms. Again, you wanna avoid mobile movements in your lower body here. Just keep your core nice and strong so you're hardly rocking back and forth. Just planting your hands down, shifting the weight slightly. We're here for 4, 3, Chaturanga in 2, and 1. Plant your hands, Chaturanga, bend into your arms till you're almost on the ground. Flip your toes, upward facing dog. You've been here before. We're all still together. You all look beautiful and strong and sweaty. And then flip back, downward facing dog. Whew. Take a few moments here to really bend in a way that you haven't before. Try bringing your chest closer to your thighs. Nice. Bring your toes together to touch in the center of the mat. Bring your right toes up to the sky. Inhale. And slowly drop them so they're in a perpendicular L with your left leg. So your right leg is creating an L with your left leg. So you should feel this a little bit in your glutes. We're still in downward facing dog, but take a few pulses here. L pulses in downward facing dog. You should feel this in your left glute. If not, shift the position of your right leg so you really can feel it. Just for 4, 3, lizard's lunge in 2, and 1. Slowly rock forward to high plank. Plant your right foot to the outside of your mat, top right corner of your mat. So your hands are on the inside of your right knee. You're creating an obtuse angle here with your right leg. So your ankle is in front of your knee. That's really critical to protect your knee. Option to come down off of your left knee if you're looking for just a nice stretch here. If you want to activate that left side body, keep the knee up and straight. If you're feeling really comfortable here, maybe come onto your elbows. Wherever you are, play around with the location of your knee. Maybe bring it closer to your triceps. Maybe bring it further out, away from your body. See what feels good. We're just trying to create a little more hip mobility in lizard's lunge. Lizard's lunge is my favorite yoga posture. It is so hard, but so juicy. Nice. When you're ready, slowly toe heel your foot back to the center of your mat. So you're framing out your foot like we would in low lunge. We are in low lunge now. Drop your left knee down, uncurl your toes. So we're in a kneeling low lunge and rise up to kneeling crescent. This is like normal crescent, but with our left knee on the ground. You've been here before. This is just a transition posture. Inhale. Exhale, bend forward, straightening your right leg for half splits. Peel your left toes off the ground, right toes off the ground by flexing the foot to really activate the entire right leg. Instead of rounding forward over your right leg to try to get your head as close as you can to your shin, engage your core. So you're creating a kind of flat diagonal spine with your back. It's not about rounding. You really want to avoid rounding here and really just bring your lower core towards your thigh. That's where the real work is, not up here with your chest. Keep your chest nice and tall and proud. From here, if you want this weird added challenge that I've created, begin to lift your right heel off of the ground by flexing it even higher. It's just hovering maybe 1 or 2 inches off the ground. You're using your fingertips to really, now we're rounding, really push that leg up for 4, 3, release down in 2, and 1, release down. Rise your upper body up over your hips. So we're in this like weird L posture. Now we're going to try to do that same leg raise, but standing on our left knee. So from here, lean back. Wherever your hands are is okay. I like to keep mine on my hips and slowly begin to push that right leg even higher so it's off of the mat. I still haven't mastered this posture. I can only hold it for a few seconds, but it's so strange how just like something that we've never tried before is so hard. Maybe it's really easy for you, but it's very hard for me. We're here just for a few seconds. Try it, fall out of it, have fun with it. Then when you're ready, release your heel back down on the ground, bend into the leg, and big transition here, using your right leg as base, rise up to one-legged mountain. Left knee into chest, right leg as base. We're all here. Good. Preparing for figure 4, bend into your right knee, bring your left ankle to the top of your right thigh, bring your hands to your heart and prayer pose, and slowly sit down into this. Same idea here. You don't want to round forward, so it's not about bringing your chest to your shin. It's really about sitting deeply in this posture so you get a left side glute stretch. Breathe. If you know what the arm balance is, or if you just want to try it, let's try it together. So slowly bring your hands down to the mat, creating your Spider-Man grip so your palm isn't completely on the mat. Get your Chaturanga arms ready so they're nice and bent to create a shell for your shin. Catch the little hook with your left foot on right shin. Slowly hinge forward, so much so that you can maybe begin to release your right leg off of the mat. I am not in the right mood to do that today, but I just set you up in case you are. Wherever you are, stay nice and deep in whatever position you're in. So beautiful glute stretch. Engage your core. We're here for 4, 3, release everything to standing splits in 2, into mountain pose, and 1. I don't know where standing splits came from. I was probably just thinking about my hamstrings. Mountain, inhale. Maybe catch a little back bend actually. Oh gosh, that feels good. And then exhale, forward fold, release it all down. Inhale up to halfway lift. You've been here before, flat spine. Exhale, Chaturanga, your high to low plank. Maybe do some Chaturanga push-ups here to really engage those triceps. Maybe skip upward facing dog entirely. Wherever you are, meet me in downward facing dog. Oh, that might be the last one of class, so enjoy it. Sink nice and deep into whatever posture you're in. Beautiful. Bring your 2 toes to touch at the center of your mat. Right leg's your base this time. Inhale your left toes nice and high. And then exhale, L posture. I am having trouble doing this with my wall, but so slowly drop your left leg down and to the left. So you're creating this L shape with your 2 legs. It's a pseudo L shape. And take some little motions here to really just dig into your right glute. If you don't feel it in your right glute, adjust your position of your left leg. It's hard stuff. Just for a few seconds here. Yes, you can. For 4, 3, lizard's pose in 2, and 1. Slowly come to high plank. Plant your left toes on the outer left side corner of your mat. Left ankles well in front of your left knee. Obtuse angle with left leg. If this feels really good, straighten out your right leg as much as possible. Maybe take some little rotations here, digging into the hip opener. If this is a lot, come off of your right knee, uncurl your right toes. Again, if this feels really good, another option is to come onto your elbows to really dig deep into the hip. I'm not feeling that today. And breathe. Adjust your knees to open up wide away from your body, and then hug them in close to your thighs or your triceps, and see how that feels different. There's something in my thigh that kind of cracks when I do that. It does feel a little different, but you should feel really good in your right hip and your left hip. Breathing. Slowly toe heel your left foot to the center of your mat, framing out your foot with your hands. Drop your right knee down, uncurl your toes, preparing for kneeling crescent. Inhale, rise up to kneeling crescent. You've been here before. You guys look so beautiful and strong. And then exhale, hinge forward, half splits. Flex the left toes so they're off of the mat. Again, engaging your core, so you're creating a flat spine here. The only thing that's moving close to your thigh is your lower body, not your upper body. I know it would be nice to have blocks here. That's really like the peak posture. So you have to round forward a little bit to catch your mat. I get that. Wherever you are, just enjoy this really lovely hamstring stretch. Sink a little deeper if you can. And if you're ready for the kind of awkward, fun challenge, begin to sit back a little and then raise your left heel off the ground and hold it. Just for 4, 3, just using your fingertips, and 2, and 1. Set it down, rise to stand. We're trying the kneeling else stand now. Sit back a little to kind of counterbalance the leg that will soon rise, and slowly flex a foot and rise it off of the mat. It is hard for me. You guys seem to be doing really well though. It's like asking my hips to do something that they just haven't done before. Like, oh, have fun with it. Play around, enjoy it. This class is hard, but it is supposed to be light and fun. Like, we fail together all the time. I've fallen out of postures in my own class in front of like 30 people so many times I like don't even feel bad about it anymore. Okay. Slowly bend into your right leg, left leg, sorry. Plant your left foot on the ground, preparing for one-legged mountain. Big jump up, using our left leg as base this time. Rise to stand with your right knee into your chest. From here, this is just a transition. Bend into your left knee. Crisscross your right ankle over your left knee and sit nice and low here. This is kind of like a chair pose. So you really want to keep your core straight, you're strengthened, and your back straight. So again, avoid leaning forward. This isn't about bringing your elbows to your shins. This is really about sitting as deeply as possible to get the right side glute a beautiful stretch. If you're looking for the arm balance option to do that, always. We're gonna stay here for a few seconds and just enjoy this juicy glute stretch. This is the equivalent of like, what is it even called? I don't know, sitting figure 4. I often cue that if this is hard for you. Or pigeon posture, that's a really juicy version. We're here for just a few seconds, sit even deeper if you can, and then release everything. Oh my gosh, you've made it. Shake it out, do a little happy dance. You did 45 minutes of yoga. Let's take one big inhale up to mountain. Take the back bend. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. And slowly forward, fold, hands through heart center. Dive all the way down. Release the neck, nice and long. Inhale up to halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, hands down, high plank. From here, last downward facing dog of class. Come to sit on your mat, bring your knees down to the mat, and then rotate them in front of you. So you can just have a nice seat. Bring your feet in front of you so your heels are close to your butt. From here, slowly lower all the way down to your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Do that one last rock and roll. Release your right leg long. Hug your left knee into your chest. Supine twist to the right. Use your right hand to guide your left knee to your right side body. Plant your left shoulder in the ground. So you're really just doing this beautiful lower back twist. Oh, guys, you made it. At this point in class, there's nothing left to see. You can just let my voice guide you, let your breath guide you. So feel free to close your eyes here. Twist a little deeper and slowly come back to center. Hug both knees in for a spinal reset. Relax your left leg long, using your left hand to guide your right knee to your left side body. Supine twist to the left. My back always cracks here. Feels incredible. Planting that right shoulder down. Prioritize always keeping the shoulders down in this stretch. My knee doesn't even touch the mat. It's totally okay. But twist a little deeper as you get a little more open. Every few seconds in every stretching posture, it's good to readjust. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees in one final time. Grab for the outer sides of your feet, happy baby, keeping your lower back on the ground. Again, this is your final posture of class. We began as happy babies and we're ending as happy babies. Maybe straighten out one leg, even if you couldn't do so before. Feel how open you are now compared to that first happy baby of class. Slowly release your foot grip, hand grip, and rock your hands over your shins. So you're coming into this tiny ball. Bring your forehead to your knees. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, Shavasana. Bring your arms and legs nice and long. Take up space, close your eyes, and just melt into your mat here. You made it. Take a few seconds to thank your body and thank yourself for arriving on your mat today. Feel the benefits of a physical practice now and how light you may feel, how little sweaty and damp, but how fun that can be. Twisting and turning and stretching and moving. You're welcome to stay here as long as you can. It hurts me that I can't give you a longer Savasana, but it is what it is. If you're ready to close the class out with me, bring your knees to your center, rock and roll up to stand, or sorry, up to sit. Don't stand yet, I'm not ready to get off my mat. Bring your hands to heart center, close your eyes, we're in crisscross applesauce. Breathe here for a second, reconnect back to yourself, to gratitude. Bring your hands to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, your seat of intuition. Namaste means the light, the love, and the teacher in me honors and loves the light, the love, and the teacher in each and every one of you. We bow forward and we say, Namaste. Yay.